Right, I think we are live. Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning, wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, with these live streams, please let me know if you can hear me and you can see me okay and everything is working fine. And if it is, we're going to dive in and we're going to be doing a solo playthrough today of Perseverance Episode 1, which I have not played. Okay, so if you're expecting an absolute masterclass at how you play the solo game of this, you're not going to get that today. What you're going to get is you're going to get me teaching you how the solo game works and going through my first game of it. Now, I did do a practice run this morning, but I only played about half a game, so I haven't actually played the game right through to the end. Everything is fine. Excellent. Right. So this video is going to assume that you already know how to play Perseverance. If you don't know how to play Perseverance, you are welcome to watch this and you'll kind of pick it up as you go, but I'm not going to do a full teach of the whole game. I am just going to focus on what is different in the solo game today. Thank you very, very much to Mindclash Games for asking me to create this video, but also a big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters who help from the channel. If you like this video and you found it useful, please consider supporting me at patreon.com/gaming rules. If somebody wants to put the link in the chat, that'd be great. I do rely on the financial support of the Patreon to help fund the channel and keep it going. Right. Okay, let's crack on. You choose a character. So I have chosen to play Phoenix today, and I'm going to be using the B side of the board. My starting resources are actually the same, but I have a special ability. Now, I've never played with the B side of the boards, so I need to remember that whenever I place my leader into a defense area, I can either gain 1 Safeguard or Valor, or I can actually sort of lay a trap for an existing dino. So if there's a dino on the board without a trap underneath it, I can place a trap underneath it. Okay, so that's my special ability. We've done some of the random setup already. We've decided where the officers go. So we've got the Chief Steward in the Sustenance Zone, we've got the Chief Engineer in the Military Zone, the Chief Mate in the Expansion Zone, the Chief of Security in the Protection Zone. We have 2 patrol cards which have been dealt out at random. These are 2 stage 1 patrol cards as normal, and the rest of them are shuffled here in this pile. We've also got the Dino attack board, and I have randomly chosen which 3 rewards are not available should there be a breach. And then the next thing to do is the solo stuff. So all of that is normal. Well, oh, by the way, we're setting up for a 3-player game. If you're playing the solo mode, you actually set it up as if it's a 3-player game. Right, which means the dice pool is actually 1 dice from each player, and there are 2 dummy players which are known as dissenters, and then 8 neutral dice and 1 from me. Right, let's have a look at the solo stuff. So what we've got is we actually have 2 dials in this game. We have the normal followers dial, which starts at 10 as normal, but it isn't just the player with the most followers that wins, because you do not track the followers for the dissenters. Instead, what you have is you have a goal which you've got to try and achieve, but you also have an extra dial called the acceptance dial, and this starts at 5. Now, the scoring card that we've chosen is this one. There are 4 different difficulty levels with the game. We have chosen the Pioneer one, which it recommends for your first game. It looks a bit hard to me, but to win the game, we need to have, at the end of the game, which is after 3 assemblies, we need to have 70 followers. Now, that's doable, because when I've played this game, I normally get over 100 followers, but you also need to have 50 acceptance. And certainly from my rough playthrough this morning, this is going to be difficult to achieve. It means we're going to have to play the game in a slightly different way, or maybe a radically different way, than you would play a multiplayer game, because you have this objective. There is an immediate lose condition. We lose the game automatically if 5 settlements get destroyed. Now, that's 5 settlements in total, whether it be ours or a dissenter settlements. You track the destroyed settlements on here, and if you ever get the 5th one, it's game over. So this is the difficulty level 2. If you flip it over, that is difficulty level 1. You can see much lower numbers, but yeah, we're going to be playing with that difficulty level today. There is also the readiness status. Now, you can set the readiness of either of the dissenters to whichever you want, and the rulebook suggests for your first game to set it to the middle one. That means whenever the dissenters would deploy a soldier to the board, it's always a heavy soldier. So you can make the game harder by moving either or both of these cubes to the left, and you can make the game easier by moving either or both of the cubes to the right. Right, what's Chuck saying? You double the reward where you place it. I don't know, that might be a different thing. Oh, you double the reward where you place it, so it would be 2 Valor or 2 Safeguard, or you can place the trap. Ah, right, okay. I thought it was, not that I don't believe you, but I did read this earlier on, and I thought it said, I'm just going to check, Phoenix. Yeah, no, it is you gain 1 additional safeguard or valor of your choice. So, yeah, slightly different to what you were playing, Chuck. Right, okay. Now, the big part of the solo game are these cards. Okay, now there are a whole bunch of these action cards for the dissenters. And what you do is one of them has got this. This is the reshuffle one. So what you do is you take that out, you put that to one side, you shuffle the rest of them together, you pick 2 of them at random, you shuffle the reshuffle card into those 2. Okay, is anybody watching? It's a magic trick. Okay, that is the start of the deck, and then you take the rest of the cards and you put it on top of there. So basically, there is a reshuffle card which is in the bottom 3. Then what we do is we deal out the first 3 cards into the action row. And if you've played any of David Turtz's solo modes before, you will know that he likes to give you a bit of information about what possibly could happen in the future. So what's going to happen is when it is Narek's turn, Narek is the first of the dissenters, Narek is going to play one of these cards. We don't know which one to start with, but he's going to play one of these 3 cards. And then Camilla is going to play one of the other 3 cards. So we know from these 3 cards that are out there, the 2 dissenters, one of them is going to do one of them, and then the other one's going to do one of the other ones. So if you really want to, you can be looking at these and work out what the dissenters might actually do on their turn. Now for us, at the start of the game, what we need to do is we need to decide where the dissenters actually start the game, and we put their stuff on first. So we look at the leftmost one. This is sustenance. So Narek starts with a settlement in the sustenance zone and a cube, an influence cube on the chief steward. And then Camilla is the right-hand one, which is expansion. Where's all my little stuff? Expansion is here. Okay, that goes there, and that goes there. And then I choose where I want to start. So, do I want to start? And it has to be a different one. So I can start in either the training zone, which gives me a cube on the chief engineer, or I can start on the protection zone with the chief of security. Now, I think I'm going to do something different from what I did this morning. I'm going to go into the into the military zone, and I'm going to start with a cube on the chief engineer. There we go. Right. I think that might be the setup done. I'm just going to check. Oh, the other thing you do, by the way, is you shuffle the trap tiles for both of the dissenters, and they go face down in a pile. They're going to be taking them from there. They're going to be putting them on the board, but I don't see what they are. I'm probably going to place mine face up just for the ease of play, but normally you would put them face down. But yeah, the dissenters ones go face down. So we've done that. We've done that. We've done the setup. We've done that. I think we are pretty much ready to go. We've done the starting settlements. Yeah, I think we're ready to go. Okay, so, we need to roll the dice pool, of course. Right, off we go then. So good question, Successful Geek. I have to be honest, the worst thing about Perseverance is it is making me question which my favourite Mind Clash game is. Because it has been Anachrony up to now, but to be honest, I'm not sure. It's either Anachrony or Perseverance, and the more I play Perseverance, the more I like it. But yeah, it's up there with Anachrony for me. Right, okay, that's the dice pool, and we are ready. So basically, I take the first turn in the game, then Narek's going to take a turn, then Camilla's going to take a turn. And just like the multiplayer game, the turn sequence is exactly the same. I do a primary action, then I do a secondary action. Then we resolve any dino attacks. And then if the dice pool is empty, we do an assembly. And there are 3 assemblies. And then that's the end of the game. You may notice that there is no assembly board in the solo game. The assemblies are done slightly different. But the overall flow of the game is the same. We're going to basically get 11 turns each over the course of the game, split up over three parts with an assembly at the end of each one, and then we do some final scoring. Right, we're off. It's my go first, and now I'm like, oh my god, what am I going to do? So, as I say, the main aim is to get 70 followers and 50 acceptance. Now, getting acceptance is actually really hard in this game, and I mentioned earlier on that what you need to do is you need to play this game in a different way than you do a multiplayer game. The way of getting acceptance in this game is by getting votes for the assembly. It's the only way of doing it. And I need to get lots of votes, and you get more votes if there's more settlements on the board. So I'm going to try and focus on getting as many settlements on the board as I can, which I might not do in a multiplayer game. In a multiplayer game, that might be one of the things that I do. But certainly in this solo game, this is what I'm going to try to do. And if you know the game, if you're an expert at this game, please let me know, either if you're watching live or if you're watching this back afterwards. What's your strategy for winning? Because as I say, I've not played a full game of this yet, and this is just what I'm thinking of doing. So, building settlements is here. Now, if you build 2 settlements, you need a story, a scrap, and a food, which I have. So straight away, the first action that I could do in the game is to go there, and it could be to build 2 settlements. And I tell you what, I think that's what I'm tempted to do. Now, the question is, which of these spaces do I want to go on? Because I also want to gain control of the areas which I want to have the majority in the areas. It all depends which of these we want. I think I'm probably going to take let's take this one. Let's take the Loudhailer. I'm going to put it on there. Now that attracts 1 Trampler, which goes up there, and 1 Raptor, which goes on there. And then we resolve the effect. So I can spend 1 story, 1 scrap, and 1 food to place 2 settlements. Now the 2 settlements have to be in different zones. The second one has to be on the lowest space, and I don't get the bonus from it. So I think I'm going to put the first one here, which is going to get me 2 votes. And then the second one has to go on the bottom space in a different zone, and I don't get the bonus from it, but I'm going to put it here. Okay, so I gain 2 votes for doing that. I don't get the bonus of that one, but there we go. Objective done. I've built more settlements than I did in my previous run through this morning, but I don't have many resources left. Right, so that's my primary action. The next thing is you do your secondary action. So I can either influence an officer, I can place my leader either in a defensive zone or in a community area, or I could deploy soldiers. So I think I'm probably going to send my leader to a community area, and I'm probably... Well, this is the thing. I'm going to have to try and defend these settlements now, and I can do that in various ways. I can do that with traps, or I can do that with soldiers. So I'm thinking, yeah, I think I'm going to go to here. Okay, so I'm going to send my leader to the military zone, and I'm going to get to choose 3 actions from here. First action is I'm going to get a light soldier. Second action is I'm going to gain 1 story. And the third action, I am going to spend that story to convert those light soldiers into heavy soldiers. There you go. That's my 3 actions done. Right. Next. Resolve any patrols. I'm not on any patrols. Resolve any dino attacks. There is no areas that's full. Resolve an assembly. The dice pool isn't empty. That's it. That's my first turn done. Okay, so let's go over to what the dissenters do. What we do, after my turn, we reveal the top card of this deck. We leave it there, and we're looking for what's down at the bottom. So you can see here that the left-hand card, which is this one, this is going to go to Camilla. And the middle card is going to go to Narek. Okay, and that one stays where it is. So you can see here, the icons on this card tell us which of these cards go here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to resolve Narek's card. So Narek takes his turn, and then after that we resolve the usual stuff. So dino attacks or assemblies might happen here, and then we do Camilla's turn, which is all of that. Okay, so there's lots of stuff on the card, but I'm going to go through it as I explain it. So first of all, Narek's primary action, right? Narek wants to perform or wants to place a die in the on the training effect, which is in the military zone. So what we do is we look at the training effect to see if there is an empty die space available. There is an empty die space available, okay? So what we do is we go back to this sequence at the top, and this is going to tell us which die Narek wants to take. Now, if we look at the dice pool, Narek will always prefer to take a neutral die if possible, and what we're doing is we're looking at what legal dice can be played on the training effect. Well, we have 3 blank spaces here, so in fact any die can be placed on the training effect. So first of all, the priority is the Loudhailer, and I'm just going to double check this because something's just popped into my head. I think this is right. There was something else that happens where it uses the one on the opposite side, but that's not this. That's the politics effect. Okay, so basically he's going to take a Loudhailer if possible. There isn't a neutral Loudhailer. So we go to the next one, which is a backpack. So he takes a neutral backpack, and there are 3 choices of spaces which he can go on. So it always goes on the top space that's available. I am going to keep looking across at the chat to let me know. If anybody who's played the game knows that I've made any mistakes, then let me know. Put it in capitals so that I'll see it. So anyway, yeah, so Narek is going there, and we still add the dinos as normal. So we have a raptor, and then we roll the dice. So, raptor, where's the raptors? There's the raptors. So we have a raptor arriving here, and then because the area isn't dangerous, we're going to be rolling the white dice. And it's 2 tramplers. Wow. Okay, it's got very busy very quickly. Trampler number 1, trampler number 2. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Right, and then you look over here. So instead of resolving the actual effect of the training space, what you do is you actually just resolve this. Now, once you've understood these icons, at first it's a little bit confusing, but having played it for about an hour and a half this morning, I've got to know these icons. So I'll try not to refer to the rulebook if I can. This icon means we find the zone in which Narek has the most settlements. So it's the most of his own settlements. And what he's going to do is going to deploy a soldier to that zone. Okay, so we have a look on the board. And Narek has a settlement here. Now, if it was tied, there are tiebreaker rules. We'll come into that later. But right now, this is the zone that Narek has a settlement in. That's the zone where he has the most settlements. So that's where he's going to deploy a soldier. And remember, it's this readiness marker here that determines which soldier Narek is going to place. So Narek is going to place one of his heavy soldiers in to one of these areas. Now, there's a lot of rules about, and it would be good if these were on a reference card because there's quite a few of them. But there's a big set of rules as to where he places it. So, in a column where there is no other soldier or leader. Well, right now, it's all empty. In a column that doesn't have a wall, there are no walls. In a column with 1 dino space if placing a light soldier. So if it was a light soldier, it would go in this column. In a column with 2 spaces if it's a heavy soldier. And in a column with 3 spaces if possible. So it's either this column or this column. And then in the leftmost column with a legal space. So it's going in this column, and then heavy soldiers go at the back, light soldiers will go at the front. So it goes there. Once you've got used to that, it does become a lot easier. And the important thing about the dissenters is that they don't track any followers, they don't have any valor, they don't have any safeguard. So literally they just go there and that's it. And what that's done is Narek has decided, this is my settlement, I want to protect it, so that's where I'm going to go. And that's the top action done. That's his primary action. Okay, next, secondary action. So there's lots of different secondary actions in the game, but what this one is here is that we are going to take the 2 patrol cards that are currently on display, and we're going to cycle them to the bottom of the deck, and we're going to reveal 2 new ones. So I'll do that now. So these actually get shuffled and go in a random order on the bottom. Not that it matters too much. And we get 2 new ones. Oh, we've got 2 stage patrols come out already. Okay, and then the next icon is Narek is going to place his leader onto one of the community areas, and this icon here. So this icon means that he's going to place it in the opposite zone. Now the opposite zone means the zone that's on the other card. So we're going to take Narek himself and we're going to put him in the community area in the sustenance zone. So we go here and he goes there, and that's it. They don't get anything, they don't get any effect of doing that, but they are taking up the space and they are getting presence in that particular area. Right. That's it. That is Narek's turn. So we check to see if there's a dino attack. There isn't a dino attack. We check to see if there's an assembly. There isn't an assembly. Now we go on to Camilla's turn. So Camilla wants to go to the rations action, which is here. There are 4 available spaces, so she can choose a dice, and she favours books. So she's going to take the neutral book, always takes neutral die in preference to everything else, and the neutral book has to go on one of these top 2 spaces. So it goes on there. That attracts a raptor. So we're going to put a raptor there. And then there is no effect. So if you look on here, it's an X. It means she just places a die on there, but it doesn't actually do anything. Right. Then, I shouldn't have switched over. Secondary action. So this secondary action here, this is politics. Now, this is the one that I am just going to look up very quickly because I didn't have this morning. Or did I? Convert a die. Yes. So page 12, convert a die. So the active dissenter, which is Camilla, she's going to try and convert a die in the following procedure. So what she's going to do is she's going to choose a die with a specialist icon that is earliest on the other dissenter's action card. So when doing the politics effect, you actually look at this sequence here. So what she's going to do, she's going to try and convert a loudhailer, a neutral loudhailer, which is in here. There isn't one in here. So we go to the next one, which is a backpack. There is a backpack. Okay? It's only when the dice pool runs out of neutral dice that the dissenter will start changing the ones on the board. So that die has gone. That is out of the game. And we need a yellow die. Where's Camilla's dice? There we go. Yellow die comes in there. There you go. So that's what that action is. Very simple. And then Camilla, it's exactly the same one. So Camilla is going to place herself in the military zone. Now, at this point, she cannot place herself in the military zone because I'm there. So one of the very common things that you're going to come across when you're playing the solo game is the terminology of the next zone. And basically, if you imagine it's like a conveyor belt that wraps around, so she wants to go into here, she can't go into here, so she goes into the next one. You just follow the sequence round. I'm just going to check that what I've just told you is correct. I think it is. Yeah, the next zone. Place leader. Yeah, that zone leader. Proceed to the next one until an empty leader space is found. Right, okay, there you go. And that's it. That is, the dissenters have both taken a turn. There is no dino attack. There is no assembly. So what we now do is we get rid of these 2 cards. Let's just zoom in on this bit again. So these 2 cards go to a discard pile. And now what we do is we're going to refill these 2 spaces. We leave that one there so it doesn't shuffle down. We leave that one where it is. That one goes here. And then this one goes here. So again, if you were an expert at the game, you would now be looking at these cards and you would be working out possibly what the dissenters are going to do on the next turn of the game. Remember, the reshuffle card is in the bottom of this deck. When we get to that, I'll explain what happens. Right. My go. My second turn. What am I going to do? Well, I got a couple of settlements on the board. I was happy with that. However, we are now facing a potential dino attack in this zone where I have 2 settlements. We're also potentially facing a dino attack in this zone where I have 1 settlement. So I need to deploy some soldiers. Yes. Now, I could do that with this action. There is an action here to spend 1 story to deploy 2 soldiers. And I've also got my secondary action, which I can use to deploy soldiers, which I'm probably going to do, actually. Yeah, I'm probably going to do that. So if I'm going to deploy soldiers as a secondary action, what do I want to do as a main action? Now, I'm not... So in terms of presence, I'm happy with this. I'm currently in control of that area. I'm also second in this area. Nobody's in here whatsoever. So I'm tempted to put something here. Now, I could place a trap. I could place a trap here. That might be useful, but I'm now looking at these cards to see. So if that card comes out, it's going to go there. Oh, so here's the thing. None of these are military. What that means is I know the dissenters are not going to be playing in the military zone this turn. Well, unless we get some shenanigans of moving around. So I think I'm absolutely safe for me to go here, put a trap here, and then I will know what that trap is, and I can influence what arrives. I'll tell you what, this might just work. So I think that's what I'm going to do. There's also the cleverness of sometimes, and Chuck said this earlier on, is if you place somebody else's dice, you lose 2 followers. But you might want to do that just to influence where the dice go on the board. I think I am going to be placing, I'm going to use this hammer. Actually, this is not good. This is a weak action for me because you get to do 2 of them, and I can't afford 2 of them. I can only afford 1 of them. So, I need more stuff. I definitely need more stuff. I know where these are going to go. I absolutely know where these are going to go, so that's not the problem. Yeah, this is the problem with spending all of my resources at the start of the game. I think we might need to just get some more stuff. Okay, so change of plan. I'm going to choose the salvage action. I'm still going to use the hammer. I'm going to put it there, and that's going to roll the white dice. 2 tramplers. Oh dear, dear, dear. Yeah. Okay, so 2 tramplers have just arrived here. And I get 2 metal. That's very simple action. Should go there, get 2 metal. Right. Next. Secondary action. I'm going to deploy soldiers. So as a secondary action, you can deploy 2 soldiers. Oh, why did I send her here? Just realised she's better fighting out there, isn't she? So yeah, I'm going to deploy these 2 soldiers. So I'm going to deploy this soldier here, which gains me... this is going to gain me 1 Valor for putting that soldier there. And we know that that soldier is going to kill both of those tramplers. So I gain a Valor for that. And I'm going to place this one here, which gets me 1 safeguard. So I have moved up on my board. I've gained 1 Valor and 1 safeguard. And that is my secondary action done. I'm not doing any influencing of any officers. Shocking. Is there a dino attack? No. Is there an assembly? No. Right, off we go to the dissenters. So we're going to reveal this card. And this card says that Narek is going to do that one. And Camilla is going to do that one. So again, that card is not being used. Right, let's do Narek's turn. Narek is going to want to do the patrol effect, which is this effect. There is a dice in the pool. He wants to use backpacks if possible, and there is a neutral backpack. So that goes on the top space. That attracts another trampler and another raptor. And even though we haven't had a dino attack yet, I'm just going to show you, thanks to the support of the Patreon campaign, I've bought a new camera recently. So I'm just going to show you the side view now to show you what it looks like. Right now we've got these ones here, and then we've got another camera angle there for these ones. So we'll zoom back to that view once we have combat, but that's what it looks like from a side view, which looks pretty nice. Right, so he's done the patrol. He's placed a die, that's attracted dinos, and then what he's doing is he's cycling the cards. So yeah, so we're cycling through these patrol cards. Don't want either of those. Let's get 2 new ones. In this morning's game, I really went heavy on patrol cards, but in this game, I've decided not to. So for those people interested who know the game, they are the new patrol cards that have come out. Sudden Breach and Knock Knock. Sorry, Knock Down. Right, that's that. Then, the secondary action is Narek is going to try and put influence on the Chief of Security. And what you do is you roll the threat die to see how much influence he's going to put on there. It's a 3, which means he's putting 1 influence on the Chief of Security. So we take a red cube and we put it on the Chief of Security. There we go. That is Narek's action completely done. No dino attacks, no assembly. That card is finished. We go to Camilla's turn. Camilla wants to do the fortification, which is this. So she can do that. The only neutral dice left are hammers. So she takes a hammer, she puts it at the top. That is a trampler, followed by a raptor. It's all getting very busy up there. Right, now, here's what she's doing. What we need to do is we need to look at the zone on the board where she has the most settlements. And in that zone, she's going to build a trap and a wall. So let's have a look. There is only one zone with the most of her settlements, not the most total settlements, but the most of her settlements, which right now is here. Again, if there was tiebreakers, we'd use other stuff. So what she's going to do, she's going to place a trap. So we take one of her traps and we put it face down on the next space. We don't know what that is. And then she's going to build a wall. Now walls, there are rules about where walls get built. It's basically the leftmost available space. If it was all full, she'd go to the next zone. So the wall goes there. And that's it. That's the primary action done. The secondary action is that she's going to deploy a heavy soldier into the zone. If you look on the card, you've got that icon there, which is this. So the opposite zone, which is that one. So she's deploying a heavy soldier, because of the position of this, into the sustenance zone. Sustenance zone is here. So let's go through that again. First of all, a column where there isn't already a soldier. So not that one. It's either this one or this one. A column where there isn't a wall. It's still both of them. And a column that has 2 in it if it's a heavy soldier, which means the heavy soldier is going to go in this one, and heavy soldiers always go on the back. There you go. That's where that goes. Right. Next. That's it. That's her primary action. That's her secondary action. There isn't a dino attack. We are very, very close to a dino attack, but it's not just yet. So those cards disappear. That one comes in and goes there. That one comes in and goes there. And it is now my go. I'm just going to have a quick drink. It's getting thirsty work, this. Fighting dinos. Right. What are we going to do, Paul? Yeah. So, there's a military card here, which means a die might be placed in this area, which if it is going to cause an attack. And if there is an attack, that one's going to fight those, that one's going to fight those, but if there's one there, it's going to get through. Which is a slight problem. If it was a trampler, that's a slight problem. Now, there's a few ways of doing this. I could build a wall. Yeah, I could build a wall and I could place a trap. I could. That would cause a dino attack in this zone, but a dino attack in the protection zone, ironically, is not actually going to do anything, because there's no settlements here whatsoever. So if there was a dino attack here, oh no, the breaching player will lose 2 followers per breaching dino. Okay, so if I cause a dino attack here, I'm going to lose a whole bunch of points. So we don't want to do that. Okay, I don't want to place anything here. I don't mind if one of the others does that, but I definitely don't want to do that. There's 3 spaces in here, so that's okay at the moment. And if I put a dice in here, that's going to give me joint control of it. I can't build any more settlements yet. I don't think I want to build any more settlements at the moment. I think I need to protect this zone for the upcoming attack. And the sustenance zone might get attacked as well. Although there's a heavy soldier there. There's a heavy soldier there. So again, one light soldier in there, that's probably going to do it. If I can get a couple of light soldiers, which I can choose this action. I can cause the dino attack in this area. And as long as I can defend it, I'm going to get all the rewards. I think this is what we want to do. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go to the military zone. I'm going to do the training action. Now, which die do I want to use? Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dice left. I'm going to choose 1 on this turn, 1 on the next turn. And then that's going to be it. So I don't have to use somebody else's dice. Do I want to use somebody else's dice? No, I don't think I do. I think I'm going to place the hammer. Now, I want to control what this is, and this one, this heavy soldier unfortunately is going to die, because if you fight a raptor, you die. So I might as well put a raptor there. And then that heavy soldier fights both of the raptors, and he's going to die anyway. So I think, yeah, I want to be sure of this. I mean, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to put that there. and we're going to cause a trampler followed by a raptor to appear. That is going to mean that that area is... There's going to be a dino attack there at the end of my turn. But first thing is, I get to perform 3 of these. This is a primary action. I haven't even done my secondary action yet. So first one, take a light soldier. Second one, take a story. Third one, spend a scrap to gain a heavy soldier. Okay, so there's my 3 actions. Then as my secondary action, I'm going to deploy these 2. So this one is going to get deployed here, which gets me 1 Valor. And this one is going to be deployed here, which also gets me 1 Valor. And that means that area is safe as well. Right, I'm done. Is there a dino attack? Absolutely. Okay, so we have our first dino attack in the game. The military zone is full. So what we do is we resolve this now. We'd resolve this after any patrols, but I haven't got any patrol cards. So, first of all, we do traps. There are no traps in the area, so that's easy. Next thing is walls. There's no walls in the area, so again, we can forget that. Now, from left to right, we basically do the combat. So in column number 1, this heavy soldier here kills these 2 raptors and will get defeated in the process. So I'm just going to put them on my player board because I did that. Light soldiers will kill 1 thing, and that's a trampler, and tramplers don't deal any damage back. And then this heavy soldier kills these 2 tramplers, and the zone is... There was no breach, which was great. Yeah, no breach whatsoever. Paul hasn't done any fighting yet, says Luke. I've literally just done it. Literally just done the fighting. Okay, so here's what we now do is we do combat rewards. Yeah, this is going to work out really nicely. Okay, so the combat rewards board is over here. And what you do is you work out each player's contribution to the fight. My contribution was 3. Let's just zoom in on the board. So 3 contribution means I get to pick 2 rewards. Because there was no breach, I can choose any of the 8 rewards. And because I had the most contribution, I can pick the same reward twice if I want to. Now this is probably the best reward for me because I managed to kill 2 raptors and 3 tramplers. So if I choose that, that's actually 7 followers, that. Which is really good. That is going to spend all of my stuff. But I'm thinking that's what I want to do. The other option is that I just spend 2 and 1 and I get 5 followers and then spend the other one on that. No, I think I'm going to go for it. I'm going to choose that reward there. So I'm going to spend 3 Valor and I get 2 followers for every raptor that I killed and 1 follower for every trampler that I killed. And I killed 3 tramplers and 2 raptors. I don't think I've ever killed that many. So I gain 7 followers. Check out those followers. Right, okay, and that costs me 3 Valor. And then the other option I'm going to choose is this one, which costs me 1 safeguard. And that gets me the resource according to the area, which is a light soldier. And then these go back to the bank. These soldiers return home, but this one unfortunately did die, but that's fine. We'll build a memorial for him. And then because that was the first time the zone was attacked, even if there was no breach, it now becomes a dangerous area, and those markers get removed. I think we're done. Yeah, I think that's it. That's the dino attack. The dice pool is still full. There's still stuff in there, so we move on. If I've missed anything, let me know. But I think I did that right. I think we did. Okay, so we're going over to the dissenters, and we reveal the card. And it says that Narek is doing this one, and Camilla is doing this one. Okay, so first of all, Narek wants to place a dice on the training effect. Right, well, any dice can be placed here, or a Loudhailer can be placed here. Now, if he will always choose a neutral die if possible. Yeah, if at least 1 die from the pool can be legally placed on at least 1 space, then he can. If possible, chooses a neutral die. If no neutral die can be placed, it places their own one before the other ones. So it's going to place that one. And it's going to put it on there. That's going to attract... We've only just made the zone safe. That's going to attract that. And then what does it do? So in the area in which it has the most settlements, so Narek has the most settlements here, it's going to deploy, so it's another heavy soldier. Right, now, this is interesting, because this zone is actually, let's go to the preset, this zone is what's called defended. Okay, now there is a term in the game, when you're playing the solar game, called a defended zone, and a zone is defended if all of the columns of its defense area are defended, and a column is defended if the total number of soldiers present is equal to or greater than the number of visible dino spaces, with heavy soldiers counting as 2. So, because there are 3 heavy soldiers here, all of these 3 columns are defended, which means this zone is actually completely defended. In which case, let me just look up that primary action. This is card number 7. Ignore zones that are already defended. Yeah, so normally it's going to put one in that zone there, but because this zone is completely defended, it's actually going to put it, I think, in the next zone instead. Following the procedure, if tied, select the target zone using the procedure outlined in the selecting a zone or officer. Ignore zones that are already defended. See defended zones, top of page 11. Yeah, so I think it goes to the next zone. Again, if that's not right, then let me know, but I think that is correct. I think because it wants to place a heavy soldier here, but this zone is actually fully defended, it places it in this zone instead. And at the moment, because there's no other soldiers, there's no walls, there's none of that, it puts it in one of the 3 columns, which is there or there, so it puts it there. In a column with 2 dino spaces if placing a heavy soldier. Oh no, the third, right, okay, so the priority order is in a column with 2 spaces if placing a heavy soldier. That is that is step 4. Step 5 is in a column with 3 dino spaces. So it's actually putting it there for the first one. Right, okay. Yeah, I think we're good. If that's not right, somebody let me know. But I think that's right, because that area is defended. We move on to that one. Right, what's next? So that's that done. It's going to now put influence with the chief mate. So Narek is going to get 1 influence with the chief mate, which is here. If a dissenter places influence on one of these officers, that can trigger the officer's bonus if you get 4 just like normal. That's that done. Next, we do Camilla. Right, now Camilla's got 2 main effects. First of all, and I'm just going to check, is that the purple icon or the grey icon? I think that's the grey icon. So in the area in which she has the most settlements, which again is here, she's going to build a settlement. Now, they always build on the bottom space and they never get any bonus. And she's also going to build in the settlement in the area that's opposite there. The opposite zone. So that's the military zone. Wow, really spreading now. Again, bottoms. Oh, that's actually good for me. That's really good for me. Thank you very much, Camilla. You're my mate. Secondary action is... Now, so we haven't seen this one before. But what we're doing is we're looking on the board for the zone in which there is the least number of empty spaces. And what she's going to do is she's going to deploy the leader to there. Now, I don't actually have the leader figures. Where have I put them? Oh no, they're already on the board. Ah, yeah, they're already on the board. So actually we ignore this effect because Camilla's token is already on the board. I think that's what you do. Let me just have a look. Secondary effect. Place leader in defense area. If the active dissenter's leader has already been placed, skip this secondary action. Okay, but we do this one. Now this one is placing influence cubes on the officer where the active dissenter has the fewest influence cubes. So Camilla has the fewest on these 3. She's got no influence here, here or here. So what we do in this case is we actually use the normal tie-break rules, which is we go to this zone and this breaks the ties, which is here. And then if this didn't break the ties, we'd go plotwise from there. So it's this one. So Camilla is basically placing 1 influence on the chief engineer. there we go. I think that's it. I think that's right. He looks across and yes. Those go. That card comes in here. That card comes in here. We are not reshuffling yet, but we are getting close to the first assembly. Now, at this point in the video, I do want to mention that I am running a giveaway. I do have a complete copy of Perseverance Episode 1 and 2 to give away to somebody who is watching this. There is a link in the description of this video. However, you cannot enter the contest yet because there are a bunch of questions in the contest and you will have to watch all 4 of my videos to get the answer. That includes this video today, but it also includes the video tomorrow. Okay, so the link is in the description of this video, but there is no point you entering the contest yet because you don't have all of the answers. But just to let you know, I am running the contest, and once tomorrow's video has finished, you can then enter the contest. It runs to the end of the month, and I'm giving away a copy of Perseverance Episode 1 and 2. So yeah, big thank you to Mindclash Games and all of my Patreon supporters who helped make all of this possible. Good luck if you are entering the contest. But as I say, don't enter it yet. Wait till tomorrow. Okay, my go. Have I done the dice right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No, we've done something slightly wrong. Yeah, is anybody... yeah, why is there only 8 dice on the board? We've done something slightly wrong. Let me have a look. I think we might have missed... Yes, I forgot to place, in all of the excitement, I forgot to place Camilla's dice. So let's have a look what she would have placed. She would have placed, she wants to do the settle action, and she would have placed the book, because that's her own one, and it would have gone there, and we would have rolled the white dice. Okay, thankfully this is not going to change anything. We have a raptor. There we go. Done. Fixed. Next, my go. If I don't place my own dice, I lose 2 followers. So I probably want to place my own dice. I don't want to cause a dino attack here. That would be bad. I would lose 10 followers. We don't want to do that. I'm currently second in here. I'm currently first in here. I'm currently not in here at all. So I'm tempted. I'm tempted to go here. But I can't patrol because neither of those patrol cards I can take. Okay, question 1 makes no sense. I might need to edit it. Okay, apologies for that. I thought people checked the questions yesterday. I'll do the I'll have another look at the questions later on. But in fact, I'm going to have another look now. Why is question 1? Let me have a look. Graham says question 1 makes no sense. Unless something went wrong in my editing earlier on. Ah, yes, you're absolutely right. Yeah, thank you very much for that. I'll fix question 1. As I say, don't enter the contest just yet. But yeah, I will reword question number 1. Right. So I'm probably going to place mine. And it's probably going to go in here. So my options are rations or the pub. Could go to the pub. It's not great though. We're going to go to rations. We're going to place it on this space, which rolls the white die. Well, we've caused a dino attack because that is 2 tramplers. That area is now full and I get 2 food. Okay, now, secondary action. Here's the interesting thing. I could actually, if I wanted to, deploy these 2 soldiers here right now, and that would actually get me loads of stuff. I'm going to do it. Secondary action, I'm going to deploy my 2 soldiers there, which gets me 2 Valor. And now, when we resolve the dino attack, I'm going to fight first. So there's no traps, there's no walls, so we have column number 1 first. So my light soldier fights first and kills that trampler. Then this heavy soldier fights the raptor and gets defeated. Then this heavy soldier kills this trampler. Then this light soldier kills this trampler. And then this heavy soldier gets killed by that. Right. So that's actually perfect for me. I lost none of my stuff, and the other two players lost their stuff. Not that I'm competing with those, but it means I didn't lose anything. Okay, which is great. So let's look at the rewards. There was no breach, so I didn't lose any points. In terms of contribution, I contributed 3. The other players contributed 1. So I contributed the most, so I get 2 rewards, and I can choose the same reward twice, but I only have 2 Valor. So what am I going to buy? What am I going to buy with my 2 Valor? Let's have a look at the Dino Attack Combat Rewards board. All I can do is this, if I want to. And I think I do. Yeah, I'm going to spend my 2 Valor on buying 2 more Light Soldiers. So 2 more Light Soldiers. And then these all come home. I have a plethora of soldiers. These died. Sorry. And those go back. That area is now dangerous. Ow! Yeah. Okay, I think we're done. Next. Oh, and yes, yeah, thank you very much, Mindclash. But yeah, international viewers are eligible to enter the contest. Mindclash have said that they will pay the postage to you anywhere in the world. Yeah, so thank you very much to Mindclash Games for supporting me with that. But yeah, you can enter the contest wherever you are in the world. Even if you're that one person who's watching from the Antarctica polar station, then yeah, we'll get it to you somehow. In fact, I could do with a holiday. Right, we are over to the dissenters. We're going to reveal this card. We are about to go into our first assembly. That card goes there. That card goes there. And we're going to do Narek's turn. So Narek, there is only 1 dice left in the pool, and Narek is going to place it if he can. So he wants to go to the training. Training effect is here, and he can go there. Now, if that was me, I would lose 2 followers for placing somebody else's dice, but the dissenters don't have followers. So we get a trampler, and we get the yellow dice, because it's now a dangerous area. It's a raptor followed by another trampler. Raptor followed by another trampler. Okay, and then in the zone in which Narek has the most settlements, which again is this one, he's going to place a heavy soldier. And this time the area is not dangerous, so there's 2 here, there's 2 here, so it goes there. Okay, now we do secondary action. He's going to place influence on the chief steward, and it's 2. So Narek, he does like influence in the officers. He's going to place 2 influence on the chief steward. That doesn't fill it up. That is that card resolved. And now we do a dino attack if there was one. There isn't. We now do our first assembly. So as I mentioned at the start, assemblies work in a different way in the solo game than they do in the multiplayer game. There isn't an assembly rewards board, but I am just going to go through what happens. Okay, so first of all, this is how I'm going to get acceptance. Remember, the goal of this game is for me to have 70 followers and 50 acceptance. Now, if you know the multiplayer game, you already know there's lots of different ways you can get followers. That's like victory points. But the acceptance, the only way to gain acceptance is with votes. And in the first assembly, all of my votes convert on a 1-for-1 basis into acceptance. In the second assembly, I get 1.5 times the number of votes. And in the third assembly, I double my vote, and that is the acceptance I get. And I've got to get to 50. And I'm only on 5, so I've got to somehow get 45 acceptance in the game. So let's work out how the votes work. You'll notice that there's no assembly scoring tiles, but we still go through each of the areas. So first of all, in the sustenance zone, Narek has 2 presents and I have 1 presence. So what happens is, in each zone where you're second behind a single dissenter and not tied with the other one, yep, I get a single production of the zone. So I gain 1 food for being second in this area. Okay. In this zone, I have 1, 2, 3, which is the most. Narek has 1, Camilla has 2, but I have 3. So in each zone where you have the majority, I can choose to gain votes equal to the population of the zone. Population is 2 plus the number of settlements. or I can get 2 of these. Well, I'm going to take votes, so it's 2 plus the number of settlements, so the population is 5, so I get 5 votes. That puts me up to 7. That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good point, Mark. Yeah, question number 1 in the quiz, yeah, Mark is right, it refers to how to play video number 1, not this video. This is the solo playthrough video, so this is in fact the 3rd video in the series that I'm doing. So yeah, the question is fine. There you go. Right, next. The next zone is this one. Yellow has 4, I have 1. So I'm second, and I get 1 story. And then in the 4th zone, nobody's there at all. So nobody gets any votes whatsoever for the 4th zone. Right, so yeah, so that's how it works. In each zone where you have majority of presence, you can choose either vote or you can choose vote production. If you're tied, or if you're second, right, we're done. Now we convert votes to acceptance. So I've got 7 votes, so those votes convert directly into acceptance. I now have 12 acceptance. Okay, it's a start. It is a start. Officer scoring. Okay, we do the officer scoring as normal, but this is just followers. This doesn't get any acceptance. And it is really only the ones which I'm on, which is this one. I'm tied for the most on the chief engineer, which means I get points based on the scoring condition, which is 1 point per trap and 1 point per wall. Brilliant. So I've not got any. Right. Leaders come home. Leaders in community areas come home. Leaders that were in defence areas would stay. We collect all of the dice, and we are about to go into the 2nd phase of the game. Votes go back to 0. Patrol cards go to the bottom, and we are ready to go. And whose go is it? And that happened between Narek's turn and Camilla's turn. Right, okay, so let's line up all of these hammers. Ooh, lots of different coloured hammers this turn, this round, phase, whatever it's called. And no books. Okay, I'm going to get rid of these 2 patrols. We're not really doing much with the patrols in this game, are we? Preemptive strike and morning jog. Now, I've got quite a lot of soldiers now, so it's potentially I could do some patrolling. I'm quite happy with how the first phase went. I got my settlements and I managed to protect them, but it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Right, so we've done that, and it is now Camilla's turn. So Camilla is wanting to choose the rations action, which is here. Any dice can be placed, but she would prefer to use books. But there are no books, so therefore she's going to choose a neutral hammer. That goes on there, always goes on the top space. We get a... Where's all the dinos gone? Famous last words. We get one of those, and we get the dice, and it is a dangerous dice now. Oh, 2 more tramplers. They're relentless. 1, 2. Okay, and then she does nothing. And then her second reaction is to place a heavy soldier in the opposite zone, which is the military zone. So we go to the military zone. First of all, it's either going to be column 1 or column 3. There's 3 spaces in there, there's 3 spaces in there. There's no walls, so it goes there. I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. Let me just double check. In a column with 2 dino spaces if placing a heavy soldier. But that column is already full. In a column with 3 dino spaces, and then in the leftmost column. Yeah. Okay, right. So that's that done. That was Camilla's turn. No dino attacks, no assembly. Right, we are good to go. Those get discarded. That comes out. That comes out. The reshuffle card is imminent. It's either going to come out at the end of Camilla's next turn or afterwards. Right, back to me. Back to me. I'm still desperate for votes. I am definitely still desperate for votes. And followers, because I'm not doing too well on followers. Now, how are we looking at protecting this zone? This zone is actually going to be quite difficult to protect. So I think what I need to do is I need to be deploying Phoenix up here to do all of this stuff. And I'm all right for resources. I've got 1 scrap, I've got 3 stories, I've got 3 food. So I'm looking good to build 2 more settlements. Yeah. Apologies for the noise in the background. Vicky's got her parents here. They're just disappearing, I think. Yeah, so I need to build more settlements before the end of the game, but maybe not at the moment. Okay. Maybe I should be building some walls. Or, I mean, I could be deploying some soldiers, and I could potentially go on patrol. Now there's a patrol card here, which actually gets me 2 traps. So that could be quite nice. Let me look at doing that. I'd go here if I did it. There's also politics. I do like the politics action, but mostly in a multiplayer game, because I like filling the dice pool with my dice so that other players lose followers for placing them. Less important in this game, although the dice do contribute to you having presence in an area, which then converts into points. Do I want to bother going on patrol? I think I do. I think I do, because that patrol is going to happen and it's going to get resolved immediately. Oh, I've just noticed the morning jog. That's even better. Okay, morning jog. I get to return my leader. So I could place my leader as a secondary action, and then I could return her. Right, okay. Let's do that. Okay, so I'm gonna choose the patrol effect, and I'm gonna take a hammer. I'm gonna put it there, and we're gonna roll the yellow dice to see. And it is 2 raptors. Okay, so 2 raptors are going to come out. 1 goes there. And 1 goes there. And now I'm going to do the patrol. So I am going to do the top card. So this is morning jog. And what I have to do is I have to put on at least 4 onto here. But the more the better, because that means I've got more choice of cards. So I'm actually going to assign all of them, because they're all about to come back. So there you go. All of these soldiers are going to go out on a morning jog. There you go. Right, that's my primary action. Right, my secondary action is Phoenix is going to go somewhere on the board. And I think what I need to do is I need to get Phoenix somewhere in this area so that she can protect from all of these things that are about to attack. And I think we're going to put her here. I think. Yeah. Okay, we're going to put Phoenix there. Now that gets me 1 Valor, and I can either put a trap underneath an existing dino, or I can take 1 Valor or 1 Safeguard. I think... I think I'm going to put a trap under an existing dino, and I'm going to put a trap, and it's going to be a trampler trap, and we're going to put it under that one there. I think that's what I want to do. Okay. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about that. But we'll go with it. That's what we're going to go with. Okay. So that was my primary action, that was my secondary action. Now we resolve my patrol. Okay, so the way that patrols work in this game are pretty cool. Basically, you get all the rewards printed at the bottom. This is a 1-stage patrol. If it was a 2-stage patrol, I would get the rewards and then I'd move my patrol marker to the 2nd stage, and these soldiers would all be tied up until next turn. But as it is, it's a 1-stage patrol, so I get to draw challenge cards. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 light soldiers and 2 heavy soldiers. So we shuffle the challenge cards. And I might as well actually show you on my board here. So there's the 2 for the heavy soldiers. And then I'm going to shuffle the light soldiers, the light challenge cards, and I'm going to get 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, out of all of the cards that I've been dealt, I get to keep 2 of them. So I choose which 2 cards of these I want to keep. And there are good ones and there are better ones. But basically, the better it is, the more chance there is, the more risk there is of somebody actually getting killed. So yeah, so I'm not bothered about anybody getting killed, he says, sadistically. This one is really good, but the chance of somebody dying is if I roll a 4 or less. But the way I'm thinking about it is I've actually got quite a lot of light soldiers. So I'm thinking I don't need them all. Sorry, Mr. Light Soldier. But then again, this one only dies on a 1. What's the chance of me rolling a 1? Knowing me, 90%. So I think we're going to have that one. Okay, we're going to keep that one. And I think I'm going to keep... I might play it safe on the second one. No, let's not play it safe. Let's go for that one. Okay, so these are the 2 cards that I'm going to keep. So I gain 2 Valor, up to 5. I gain 1 Safeguard, and I gain a Story. But then I have to make some rolls. So I have to roll the threat die for each of these. So on this one, if I roll less than a 4, a Light Soldier dies. Okay, and if I roll a less than a 2, a Heavy Soldier dies. Awesome. So nobody dies. And then these cards get shuffled back in. That is that bit done. Okay, so we got lucky there. Right, then what happens... Oh, we need a new patrol card. Then what happens is I can return my leader and I get 2 followers. So that worked out quite well, and then these all come home. Right, that was the patrol stage. I keep that card. That is a patrol that has been done. Dino attacks, no dino attacks. Assembly, no assembly. It is over to the dissenters. So we reveal the top card. So Camilla's getting that one. Narek is getting that one. Right, so what's Narek doing? Narek wants to do politics. Politics is here. Can do that with a book or a blank. He would prefer to use a book, but there are no neutral books. So he's going to use a hammer. There's a neutral hammer. So it goes there. We get a trampler. Have I run out of tramplers? I have run out of tramplers. Bear with us a minute. Just reach down and get another trampler. So we have a trampler. Oh, it's going to be another attack. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's very bad. Oh, oops. It was going so well. It was going so well. No, not a raptor. No, it's a trampler and it is a white die. It's still bad. Yeah, it's still bad. It is a raptor. Uh-oh. Right, okay. And then what's he going to do? So he's going to try and convert a backpack. So again, it's the opposite card. So that backpack becomes a red backpack. Right, there we go. Next. Secondary action. Actually, we got lucky here. Narek is actually going to build a trap and a wall in the expansion zone, which is here, which is the one that's about to get attacked. So, now we can't place a trap because it's all full. So what we do is we place a trap, I believe, in the next zone. So we move to the next zone. Let me just double check that. I think that's right. When placing traps, it places one at random on the dino space that is the next to be filled. If there are no empty dino spaces in the target zone, place it in the next zone instead. All right? Where walls can be placed in that zone and it goes there. So it's still not going to help completely. We are still going to suffer an attack. And this is what we're doing now. So we are about to have a dino attack in the expansion zone and there's going to be a breach. This is going to be messy. So we roll for traps first, and there is a trap here. So we need to roll for this trap. Let's reveal it. It's the wrong type Grommet, but it might still work. So let's roll to see if this trap actually works. No, the trap doesn't work, so that trap just gets removed. We don't need that. And then we do walls. So for the first wall, this one here, we need to roll to see if this protects against that. It doesn't. And then this wall, we need to see if this protects. This is a bit rubbish. It does. So that disappears. But now, unfortunately, there are no soldiers, so we have a breach. Now, we have 2 tramplers. Okay, so what happens is those tramplers come in and destroy that settlement and that settlement. These go on to here. And remember, if there's 5 there, we lose the game. So this is a disaster. But also, I think we lose something. No, it's if the settlements are attacked by raptors. Okay, and then we have that raptor attacking that settlement, and instead of me losing 2 followers, I lose 1 acceptance. So my acceptance has gone down to 11. They don't accept me. But that's it. That's the thing over. Because I wasn't there, we don't need to bother doing the rewards. But normally, if this was a multiplayer game, red and yellow would actually get some kind of compensation for it, but they don't. Yeah, so that wasn't good. That really wasn't good. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear, dear. Well, that was where a whole bunch of my points was going to be coming from. Rats. Pesky dinos. Right, that's the end of Narek's turn. So now we go into Camilla's turn. Camilla wants to choose the supply action. There is 1 empty space. She wants to use a backpack if possible. There is a backpack, so she puts that on there and doesn't take anything. Her secondary action is we choose the zone with the fewest empty spaces, which is this one. Now, does that class as an empty space? I'm not sure because there's a trap there. I think it classes as an empty space. Let me just check. Select the zone with the fewest empty dino spaces. Ignore any zones with no empty soldier spaces, and also ignore zones with 3 or more empty dino spaces. Now, I'm going to assume that when it says empty dino spaces, it literally means empty. As in, there is a trap on there, so I don't 100% know. I will put some Klingon subtitles on screen. Obviously, if you're watching this live, you won't see them. And if anybody knows the answer to that, let me know. But I will put some Klingon subtitles on screen now, once I've spoken to David, or Mindclash. Unless Mindclash are here and know. What is the definition of an empty dino space? Is a trap, does that mean it is an empty space? I would say not, but I can see why it might be considered empty. So I'm going to say that that is not an empty space. So we're looking for the zone with the fewest empty spaces. Ignore any zones with no empty soldier spaces, and also ignore zones with 3 or more empty dino spaces. Okay, so yeah, Mark is thinking empty as in no dino. That's sort of what I'm thinking, but I'm not 100% sure. Because that has 2 empty spaces. That has 4, so we're ignoring that one. That has 8, so we're ignoring that one. It's whether this can... Oh, it is still the fewest because it's got 0. Yeah, okay. It is still this one. So you ignore zones with no empty soldier spaces. So it's this one anyway. Okay, so it doesn't matter for this playthrough. It's this one. Camilla's going here. She's treated as if she's a heavy soldier, so it's either there or there. And I think it's there. Okay. And she's also placing influence on the officer in which she has the most influence cubes. Where's the threat die gone? Threat die. And it's a 1, so 3, which is 1, so she's placing 1 influence. Let's get that. On... now she's got 2. So this is where we need to use the tiebreaker. She's got 1 influence on the chief engineer, and 1 influence on the chief mate. So what we need to do is we need to look at the opposite one, which is expansion, which is here. So that's the tie break, so it goes on the chief mate. There we go. The trap doesn't count as empty, only dinos on it. Okay, excellent. So slight FAQ needed for the rulebook there. When it says empty dino space, it should be space without a dino, because it is technically a different thing. But thank you for confirming it. So that is an empty space for the purposes of that card. Right, we're done. Any dino attacks? No. Phew. Any assembly? No. Discard the cards. Now, we might have a reshuffle coming out. We do not have a reshuffle. Right, we'll get one soon. Back to me. Back to my go. Now, all of our plans are completely thrown because we were planning to build loads of settlements here. And unfortunately, it's this difficult balance between building up settlements to get points and then protecting them again. And I still want to protect this area, because this area is still not protected enough. But I can do that. I mean, I went on patrol, didn't I? Do I want to go on another patrol? Or do we want to settle and build some more things? Because there's more votes out there to be had. Yeah, I think I'm going to settle again. So I'm going to use... I'm going to use my hammer on here to put a trampler here and the roll of the yellow dice. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I think I do. Oh, ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. It's a raptor, followed by a trampler, followed by another raptor. Oh, no, 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 no. Right, but I get to settle, and I am spending a story, a scrap, and a food to place 2 more settlements. So one of them is going there, which gets me 2 votes. And the other one is going there, which doesn't get me anything, because it's the second one. Oof. In fact, do we put it there? Do we put it here? There's about to be an attack here, and it's going to be breached, and it's going to get through. So we don't want to go here. We're going here. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So that's that done. My second reaction... Do I want to deploy some soldiers? I think I need to deploy some soldiers. I don't think this area is getting attacked this turn. I think this area is getting attacked. And by putting soldiers in, I can reap some rewards. So that's fine. That's going to kill those 2. Yeah, maybe we just deploy that one there and that one there and get myself 2 safeguard as a second reaction. Now, I've not placed my leader. But that's fine. In fact, I think placing my leader is actually the less efficient action in that. Okay, I think that's what I want to do. Yeah, the danger die is rough. Very, very rough. Oof. Okay. I think I'm done. I think that's my second reaction. We don't have a dino attack. We don't have an assembly. So it is over to the dissenters. So we reveal the card. It's not the reshuffle card, which means the reshuffle card is there. So Narek is taking this one. And Camilla is taking this one. And now we do Narek. Narek wants to do the training action first, which is here. He prefers to use a Loudhailer, which there is one. So he uses that, goes on the top space. And I'm going to have to reach down and get another. We are getting swarmed by these things. So that's going to go there. So he's put the dice on there, we've attracted the dino, and then in the zone in which he's got the most settlements, which is this one, he's going to deploy a heavy soldier. So, not in that column because there's already 1 there. There's 3 there, there's 2 there, so he goes for 1 with 2 rather than 1 with 3. Goes on there. That's the rules. Point 4, in a column with 2 dino spaces if placing a heavy soldier. And then after that, in a column with 3 dino spaces, yes. So that's that done. Then he's going to be doing the politics shenanigans as a secondary action. So is there a neutral backpack in there? No. In fact, it's that one. There's only one neutral die left. So he swaps the neutral Loud Haliot for a red one. Oh, look at all those dice. And then, now, this icon is slightly different. This is a purple icon. So what we're doing is we're looking for the zone with the fewest settlements of all players, which is this one. And he's basically putting a settlement there. That's that done. Dino attacks. No dino attacks. Assembly. No assembly. Camilla's turn. Camilla wants to salvage. She'd like to place a backpack. Right, there are no dice left. So she'll place one of her own backpacks. She puts it there. We get yet another... Aha! It is now full. We are going to have an attack. So that's that done. Doesn't do anything. Secondary action. Okay, placing her leader. Her leader's already on the board. So we skip that. We look for the zone with the fewest settlements of all players, which is either there or there. So she goes to the other one, which is military, which is there, and clockwise is there. So it's not a great place because it's about to be attacked, but she's just built a settlement there. Right, dino attacks. We have a dino attack in the protection zone, which is up here. Okay, so first of all, I need to move the camera up a little bit. Can't quite see. There we go. Preset number 2. Okay. So first of all, traps. This is a raptor trap, which is the wrong one, but it might still work. It doesn't work. Right, okay, that trap didn't work. Walls, no walls. Right, Camilla gets rid of those two. That's fine. My light soldier gets rid of that one. And my heavy soldier gets rid of those two, but then dies in the process. Okay, that's how you do it. That's how you save a zone. So there was no breach. And now we do rewards. I have 2 contribution. Camilla has 1. And Narek has 1. So on the combat rewards board, I get 2 things. And because I had the most, I can choose the same one twice. And this time I actually have lots of stuff. So I'm tempted. I am really tempted to take... That could be 10 followers. I could choose that twice and I could get 10 followers. That's pretty good. I mean, that is 3 Valor. What have I killed? I've killed a Raptor and 2 Tramplers. That would be 4 points. So that's probably more efficient. But I don't have any metal and I'm tempted to take metal. So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take this reward once, which costs me 1 Valor. And I gain a scrap. And because my followers isn't actually that good, I am going to take that one. So 2 Valor and 1 Safeguard for 5 followers. I'm up to 24. I need 70 to win. And I'm over halfway through the game. I've totally lost this game. Absolutely lost it. But it's been good fun. And this is my first proper time of playing it. So, Camilla returns home. My light soldier returns home. My heavy soldier, unfortunately, gets buried. The area becomes dangerous. That trap goes over here. Okay, that was the dino attacks. No assembly. So we're done. Yeah, so those cards can get discarded. That one goes there. And now what we've got is we've got the reshuffle card. Okay, so I've not done this before, so I'm just going to go through carefully what happens. So in the if the reshuffle card gets drawn, we place the card with the reshuffle icon to the side. We perform the special effect at the top of the card, which is slightly different. This is to randomly place one of the visible patrol cards to the bottom of the deck. So I'm going to roll. It's going to be the top one. So that one goes to the top of the deck. Most of the other patrol effects are you get rid of both, but that one is a little unusual that it only gets rid of one. Not sure whether that's an error or not, but I'm going to do it as per the rules at the moment. Now we shuffle the dissenter action cards in the discard pile, so not the ones that's on display, just the ones in the discard pile. And then, just like in normal setup, we take 2 of those, we shuffle that in, those 3 go on the bottom of the deck, and then we need 1 more. Right, and it is my go. So I've got 2 turns left. Yeah, the dice are faulty. I have written a letter of complaint to Mindclash that my dice roll badly, but they said they didn't get the message. So what can you do? What can you do? Now, I'm going to be losing 2 followers because I have to place a dice which isn't mine. Oh dear, this is a disaster. I need to work out which action I want to do. I think we need to place some soldiers on the board. I kind of want to cause another dino attack here because then I can fight them off. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to place a... I'll place this here, which adds a trampler. Then I'm going to do 3 of these actions. The first action I'm going to do is to spend a story to deploy 2 soldiers. And I'm going to deploy a light soldier there, which gets me 1 valor. And I'm going to deploy a light soldier there that gets me a valor. So that's my first action, which was that. My second action is going to be to take a story. You can't do 3, it's 3 different actions. I've done that one, I've done that one. And then my third action, I think, is to convert those 2 into heavy soldiers. I've got lots of heavy soldiers. What are these still doing here? I don't need those. So that's my 3 actions here. My secondary action is to put my leader out. That gets me 1 safeguard, and then I can use the ability. So I can place a trap. Now I've already got a trap on there. I could place another trap. Or I could just gain another safeguard. I'm going to gain another safeguard. No, maybe I'll gain a valor. Oh, this is tricky. Do we want another trap on the board? Is that going to help us? No, I think I'm going to gain another safeguard. So that's it. That's my primary action done, which was here. And my secondary action done as well. Right, okay, I'm finished. Is there a dino attack? No. Is there an assembly? No. I'm scoring for traps. Am I scoring for traps? I am scoring for traps. But, meh. I'm not bothering with the offices in this game. Probably the wrong thing to do, but we'll see. Right, off we go. It is the Dissenter's turn, so we're not using that card. That one is going to Camilla. That one is going to Narek. Narek wants to do the rations effect, which is here. He wants to do it with the book. There isn't a book. He wants to do it with a hammer. There is a hammer, and he wants to use his own hammer. So that goes there. We roll the yellow dice. In fact, all of the zones are dangerous now, aren't they? So the white dice can go. Ouch. Oh no, we're not having another attack, are we? Oh no, I've played this game so badly. So it is a raptor, followed by a trampler. I was so busy protecting my own zone. Oh dear. Anyway. So yeah, so we've gone there, we've placed that, that's that. Then, in the expansion zone, he's going to place a heavy soldier. So expansion zone, heavy soldier, and it goes here because there isn't a wall there. So that's that done. Right, next, is there a dino attack? Yes, there is. We have a dino attack here. So first of all, traps. There are no traps. Next, walls. There are no walls. Right, which means this one kills both of those, and this one kills both of those and dies in the process. It doesn't actually matter if the dissenters soldiers die because they just go back anyway. But we have a breach. Okay, so what happens is this trampler comes down and it's going to smash this settlement. That settlement goes onto there, and then the raptors come in and there's nobody to eat, so they just go home. Wasn't as bad as it could have been, but that is 3 settlements destroyed. Right, now it's Camilla's turn. Camilla wants to do the settle action. She wants to do it with a Loudhailer if there is one, with a backpack. So there is a backpack. Now, here's a question I've got, is does she use the red backpack or does she use her own hammer? Oh, she can't use a hammer. She wants to do this action, but she can't do it with the hammer, so it's got to be the backpack. So the backpack goes on there. John's in the chat. Hi, John. Thank you for joining in. That's going to go on there. And we're rolling the yellow dice. Could it possibly be 2 raptors? Not another dino attack just yet. Okay. And then what's she doing? Right. Okay. So in the zone in which she's got the most settlements, well, she's got one there, and one there. So we do sustenance as the tie break, and then to here. So she's building a settlement here. Now that's great for me. And then she's building one in the sustenance zone, which is there. Okay, and I think those 2 zones can't be the same. I'm just going to double check that. I seem to remember reading that those 2 zones can't be the same. If the first settlement was already placed there, precedes the next one. Yes, okay. And then she's placing a trap and a wall in the sustenance zone. So yellow's placing a trap here, and yellow is also building a wall here. Right, any dino attacks? No, not quite. But we do have a Loki attack. Hello, Loki. My cat has decided to join me. It's that time of the afternoon where he wants afternoon cuddles. Yes, you're a dinosaur. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So yeah, no dino attack, no assembly. That is the end of the dissenter's turn. Discard pile over there. That goes there. That goes there. And then it's my turn to end the second assembly. Well, I'm obviously placing this dice, which loses me 2 followers, which is not good. What do I want to do? Okay, this is protected. This is safe. This is looking bad. So I'm thinking I probably want to deploy soldiers there, which I can do with a secondary action. I can absolutely deploy soldiers there with a secondary action. But I don't think 2 soldiers is going to be enough for here. It's not, is it? But I could do this. So I could do the training action. And then deploy more soldiers and just wipe these zones out. I think that's what I need to do. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So, I'm going to put this dice here. Because I want that to be a trampler. Should have put these the other way around. Okay, so we have a raptor here. And then we have the yellow die. Please be a trampler. Please be a trampler. It's a trampler. Excellent. Right, so a trampler goes there. Then I'm going to perform 3 of these actions. And the first action I'm going to do is spend a story to deploy 2 soldiers. I'm going to deploy 1 soldier to here, getting me a safeguard. And I'm going to deploy another soldier to here, getting me another safeguard. That's the first of the training actions. The second training action I'm going to do is to gain a light soldier. And the third training action I'm going to do is to gain a story. Okay, there we go. Military is going to lose me votes. Yeah, okay. I've done it now. And then as my secondary action, I'm going to deploy 2 soldiers. And that one's okay. So that one's going to go there, and that one's going to go there, which gets me... Oh no, in fact, I don't need that one. No, so that's going to go there, getting me 1 Valor. And this one, I don't actually know where this is going to go. I'm just going to put it here, getting me 1 Safeguard. Well, I've maxed out my Valor and my Safeguard. Is the leader up in the military defence row? Yeah, my leader is here. So that's going to be fine. That's 3, that's 2, that's 3. We're all good there. This is all safe. Okay, so at the end of my go, we're going to have a dino attack here. There is a trap. It's one of my traps. It is a trampler trap. Is it going to work? Let's find out. Where's the trap dice? Let's see what happens. Okay, yes. So I gain 3 followers. Everybody's cheering at my amazing trap. And that is mine. Walls, no walls. So then that one kills that one. And that one kills that one. And then that heavy soldier kills both of those. And dies in the process. That one kills that one. And then my leader kills those 2. And leaders don't die because they're awesome. So we're all cleared. So that worked out quite nicely. And now we do rewards. So I've got a contribution of 1, 2, 3, 4. So I contributed 4, which means I get 3 rewards. And I can choose the same one twice. So, I'm going to choose this one twice, I think. Or do I choose that one twice? This one for me is actually worth 6 points. So it's 3 Valor for 6 points. Yeah, so we're going to do that twice. So we do that, and then we do it again. And I get 6 points twice. So that costs me all of my Valor. But I go up to 35. And my third reward is going to be... My leader's going to come home anyway, so I don't need to do that. I think I am going to spend 2 Safeguard to do reward number 7. Now, I can't remember what reward number 7 is, because I very rarely choose it. Let's just look up in the rulebook what reward number 7 is. Gain 1 follower for each of your settlements and 2 followers for each of your player dice in the zone this dino attack was triggered in. Okay, so it's 3 followers because it's in this zone here. It's in the military zone. So it's 3 followers. That's fine. That's fine. I'm up to 38. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, and then the combat is over. So these all come home. The dinos go away. And they disappear. Right. Okay, so that was... Whose turn was that? That was my turn. So that was the dino attack at the end of my turn. And now we go into the second assembly. Okay, second assembly time. Right, what are we doing? Yes, we're scoring for this area. I'm not in this area at all, so forget that. Here, unfortunately, I'm now tied. So if you are tied in an area, in an assembly, you receive votes equal to half the zone's population rounded down. So yeah, unfortunately, the zone's population is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would have been 7 votes. It's actually just 3 now. In here, I've actually got the most. I've got a presence of 2 compared to 1 of those. So I get 4 votes. So I'm up to 9. And in here, I'm not here at all. Okay, those votes convert. 9 becomes 13 because you times it by 1.5. So I gain 13. So I'm on 24 appreciation. Remember, I need 50 to end the game, which means I need to get I need to get 18 votes in the third phase of the game. Not going to happen. But anyway, it's been fun. Officers. I'm only on this one. Oh, that should be here. I can be one follower. Yay, 39. And that's it. That's the officer scoring done. So leaders from community areas come home. There aren't any. Dice are going to go back. And we're going to go into the final phase of the game. I'm enjoying this. Caleb's copy arrived yesterday. Excellent. Well, enjoy. I've got a whole bunch of videos to help you learn it. Right, what have we got? Oh, we got lots of books this time. We didn't have any books last time. There we go. Is that enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. Okay. Now, whose go was it? That was my go. Also remember, if 2 more settlements get destroyed, it's game over. Game over immediately with a loss. The Dark Tater says I'm going to get 14 votes just from the military zone of the 3rd Assembly. Well, I'm not going to get 14 votes. I'm going to get... Oh, am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, yeah, you're right. So that's... No, it's 7 votes, which is 14 appreciation. But I still need another 32 from somewhere else. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm going to get quite a lot when this attacks. Anyway, over to the dissenters. Let's reveal the card. So Narek gets this one, and Camilla gets this one. We're going to do Narek's first. Narek wants to go training. He wants to use a Loudhailer if he can. He can. So it goes there, and we get a Trampler. He is then going to, in the zone where he has the most settlements, he's only got 1 settlement, he's going to place a heavy soldier, and it's going to go there. Then he's going to get rid of both of the patrol cards as a secondary action. And he's going to place his leader in the expansion zone. Yeah, so leader goes on the community area in the expansion zone. There you go. Done. Any dino attacks? No dino attacks. No assembly. Right, Camilla. Camilla wants to do politics. She can do politics with a book. There is a neutral book. So that goes there. We get another Trampler. That is going to cause a dino attack. And then in the military zone, she places a trap and a wall. So military zone, trap goes there. And where's her walls? Wall goes there. Okay, right, and now we have an attack here. Hopefully this is going to be safe. We will find out. First of all, traps. There's no traps. Next, walls. So we're going to roll for this one here. Oh, actually, this might be bad. Yes, it gets rid of that one. Next, the red wall. This is what we need. Oops. It worked. Okay, so that's gone. Then we do soldiers. This heavy soldier defeats that. This heavy soldier defeats that, and gets killed. This light soldier defeats that one, and then this heavy soldier defeats those 2 and dies. So there was no breach. Right, who contributed the most? Me. I had 3 in there, red had 2, yellow had 1. So I contributed the most, I get 2 rewards, and I can pick the same reward twice. However, I don't have any Valor. I do have lots of Safeguard, but I can't really use that. Oh no, I can use that. So I can spend 2 Safeguard to gain the resource of that area twice, which is 2 stories. Stories we could tell. Those die. These come back. Okay, it's looking quite safe now. It might be at this stage in the game that we're not going to have any more dino attacks. Now, I don't want to eat my words, but if we manage the placement of dice, there's only 1 Trampler on the board. We might be able to get away without any more dino attacks for the rest of the game. We'll see. Now, whose go was that? I've lost track. Was that Camilla's go? Yeah, I think that was Camilla's go. So we're done. Those disappear. That comes out. That comes out. And it's my go. Let me just count how many turns I've got there. I've got 3 turns left. There's 9 dice in the pool. So I have 3 turns left. And I need to settle. We need more things on the board. And I'm going to use my hammer to settle. So we have a trampler and we have the yellow die. This could be bad. It's another trampler. That's actually okay. Okay, I'm going to spend 1 scrap, 1 story and 1 food to place 2 settlements. So the first settlement I'm going to place is here, getting me 2 votes. And the second one I'm going to place is here, which is going to get me a majority in that area as well. So I currently got majority in that area, currently got majority in that area. But I don't have many dice on the board. That's the problem. That is the biggest problem at the moment, is my lack of dice on the board. Now then, second reaction. I'm normally one for influencing officers, and I've really not done it at all. I mean, maybe I settle again next time. Is this what we do? Do I just settle again? So I'm going to send my leader as a second reaction to here, perform the salvage action, get 2 scrap. We've also got these 2-stage patrols I should have been looking at, because some of them are quite nice. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I am going to go here, and we're going to go on patrol. And we are going to go on the uninvited guest patrol, which reminds me of a Marillion song. We're going to send all of them, and because it's a 2-stage patrol, I'm going to put my patrol marker on the first stage. That was my second reaction. So now we do this, so I get the rewards that's shown here. So I get that there, and I get 1 of these cards. Let's have that one. And 3 of these cards. And I get to choose 2 of them. Now, somebody might die along the way. In fact, somebody's likely to die along the way. But I want ones that give me stuff. So it's probably going to be that one. And probably going to be that one. Okay, so I'm going to take these 2, which means I gain 2 safeguard, I gain a valor, and I gain 2 scrap. Okay, and then we roll to see who dies. So less than a 4, light soldier is going to die on a 1, 2 or 3. Ugh. Heavy soldier dies on a 1, 2 or 3. No. Right, and that's those cards done. And then we proceed, and somebody dies if I roll less than a 6. Oh, look at that. Survived. Right. Awesome stuff. So that's my patrol done. No dino attacks, no assembly. Finished. Yeah, there's the 2 scrap that I was going to get. Okay, right. We're on the home stretch now. So Camilla gets that card. Narek gets that card. And the first thing is Narek wants to do the rations action, which you can do with any dice. He wants to use a book, but he always prefers to use neutral dice. So he just uses the neutral dice. It goes there. We get a trampler, which goes on the trap, followed by the yellow die, which is 2 raptors. Raptor number 1, raptor number 2, and then that's that. And oh, he's changing dice again. So it's that hammer becomes a red hammer, Have we got any more red dice left? I mean, there's 5 of each. There it is. Thought so. Changes that. And would place the leader, but can't because it's already on the board. No dino attacks, no assembly. Right, Camilla's turn. Camilla wants to do the fortification action. Can do so with a neutral hammer. Puts it on the top. We get one of those. And we get a raptor. Where's the raptors gone? There's the raptors. And in the zone in which she's got the most settlements, which is here, she's going to place a trap and a wall. So the trap goes on the next available space. And the wall goes there. And a secondary action, she's getting influence with the chief engineer. 2 influence with the chief engineer. So Camilla, where's your cubes, Camilla? Camilla gets 2 influence with the chief engineer. That triggers a bonus, but I don't have 2 cubes on there to get the bonus. So that's that done. Any dino attacks? No. Any assemblies? No. My go. This could run really quick once you know what you're doing. I say it's my first game of it properly today. We do need a new patrol. Okay, so my go. I think we're going to build. I think we're going to build again. But unfortunately, I'm going to be losing a boatload of followers because of the pesky politics action. So yeah, I'm going to take this red book and I'm going to put it... yeah, I'm going to put it here. We're going to roll the yellow dice, see what we get. It's 2 tramplers. That's actually okay, I think. 2 tramplers goes on there. I'm going to spend 1 scrap, 1 story, and 1 food. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to build 2 more settlements. Have I got enough settlements? Yes, I do. Right, so the first one is going to be there, which is 2 votes. And the second one is going to be there, which gets no bonus. I think that's what we want to do. Okay. Secondary action. Now, this is interesting, actually. I'm going to place influence on an officer. And I might as well make it the chief of security, because that actually gets me some points. Then again, the chief steward gets me points as well. Chief steward actually gets me 3 points, whereas the chief of security only gets me 2 points. So I might as well put 1 on the chief steward. That triggers the bonus, but I don't get the bonus. Yeah, because I can't place my leader, because my leader's already been placed, and I don't want to deploy soldiers. I can't deploy soldiers because all my soldiers are deployed. Right, okay. Next, we resolved my second stage of my patrol. Convert dice on the board. Yeah. Can you convert somebody else's dice? I thought you could only convert neutral dice. Maybe I've been playing that wrong. Episode 1, politics action. It's been a while. Politics. No, you can only replace but you can replace neutral die on the board. Yes. So I could have replaced one of these dice on the board. Okay, so what am I drawing? I'm drawing 1 heavy and 2 light. So 1 heavy, 2 light. Let's see what we've got. And I can choose 2 of these. I don't know what we want. I think at this stage in the game I'm going to take these 2. Although I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the extra scrap. But yeah, I'll take this one. So that's an extra scrap, 1 Valor, 1 Safeguard. And then I'll choose this one, which is 1 Valor and 1 Story. Okay, roll to see if anybody dies. Less than a 4. Yep, light soldier dies. And less than a 4. Yep, heavy soldier dies. Okay, so 1 guy comes out There you go. Is it a guy or a woman? I think that's a woman. She survives. Excellent. Right, okay. Didn't get any fame for any of that, though. I was hoping to get some fame. But I do get this bonus as well, which is place a settlement anywhere on the board and get the bonus. And then that patrol is done. Oh, in fact, yeah, no, I should have placed it on the Chief of Security because I'm about to get 4 points for that. Slight undo there. Silly me. Okay. So I get to place a settlement somewhere on the board and get the bonus. There's no votes any. Oh, no, there is. There's a vote there. Which is worth 2 acceptance. I'll tell you what, let's do it. I'll go there, get a vote. Okay, nice. I mean, some of the other bonuses are actually really nice, but if I'm going to be just grabbing as many votes as I can, that's what I'm going to do. Right, anyway. Military, second place gets half. Yeah, oh no, I see what you're thinking. Oh, okay, hang on. I see what you're thinking. I'm probably going to lose control of this area because I'm not going to be placing any more dice in here. Which means I really need to try and secure it. So we could, and I could go on there and take my leader back. Okay, we'll do that. Right. I'm done. No dino attacks, no assembly. Dissenter's turn. Yeah, we're definitely getting near the end now. So that's Camilla's card. That's Narek's card. Narek wants to go training. He wants to use a Loudhailer if he can. There is a Loudhailer and it is his own colour. So it goes there and he gets a Trampler there. And then in the zone in which he's got the most settlements, which is this, he deploys a Heavy Soldier, which goes there. Then he's going to gain influence with the Chief Steward. And he gains 1 influence with the Chief Steward, which is that one. Okay, that's that done. Next, Camilla wants to go to the supply action, which is here. She can do that. She wants to use backpacks if possible. There is a backpack of her own. That goes there. We get a Raptor. Oh, it's filling up. Does nothing. Then, in the zone in which there are the fewest empty dino spaces, but not counting any with more than 3, so that's basically here, she places this and it goes there. And then she's going to place cubes on the Chief Engineer because that's the one she's got the most cubes on. It's a 4, which is 2 more cubes on the Chief Engineer. 1, 2. Okay, right. That's her done. No dino attacks. Done. That comes there, that comes there. It's my last turn. Wow. My last turn of the game. I'm losing 2 followers. What are we going to do? I can't settle. So we could do the politics. No, we can't do the politics because I don't have any food. Ah, but I do have this. But I can't do this first. And where this goes might matter. So at the moment I've got 1, 2, 3, I've got 4 in here. I think that's going to be fine. I think that's going to be fine. I could do some fortifications. Let's do some fortifications. I'm not quite sure why. Because I've got... yeah. Okay, so I've already lost the 2 followers. I'm going to take the hammer. I'm going to put it here. That gets a Trampler. And I'm going to do this twice. And I'm going to spend 1 scrap and 1 scrap and 1 story to build 2 walls. One of them's a super wall. So I get 2 walls. Now, I don't think this is going to matter, because I don't think there's going to be an attack anywhere, but there you go. A bit late in the day to build the walls, but I've done it. And then I have influence on officers. Yeah, I could. I could spend some influence on some officers, but I like the idea of placing my leader. Now I've got lots of safeguard and valor left, and I don't think that actually does anything. Yeah, the problem is these. It means there's probably going to be another dice in here, but I could get second. If I went in here, I'd get second. And I could put another trap on the board. What's actually going to get me anything at this stage in the game? Not a lot. Yeah, I mean, I could do the stories. Yeah, traps and wall. So I could just go on here and place another trap. It's all about just getting presence in an area. I don't know. If you're tied for the officers, you get half. No, if you've got the most or you're tied, you get followers based on the condition. It's only if you're second you get half the followers. So at the moment I'm getting half for this. I'm getting full amount for this. But if that card comes out, then somebody else is going to get it on there. It's a tricky one, and we're talking a matter of just a few points here. I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to choose two actions, and it's just going to be a trap. We're just going to put a trap on the board, and it doesn't actually matter where it goes, so we'll just put it there. Okay, I am done. No dino attacks, no assembly. We do the final turn for the dissenters, and then we're going to add up the points and see how badly I've lost. But it's been great. And as Chuck said earlier on, your first game of this is very much a learning game to see what you're doing, even in the solo mode. At least I haven't lost from that. That would be embarrassing. Right, so Narek wants to do the salvage action. He's going to try and use a backpack if he can. He can. It goes there. Yeah, I don't want to speak too soon and suddenly find that I do get attacked. Which might happen. Oh, in fact, it is going to happen. Okay, so I might just think a little bit more carefully about that, because I knew that was going to be that. And does nothing. Secondary action. So in this place, in the zone with the fewest number of empty spaces, he would place his leader, but his leader's already on the board. And then the space that has the fewest settlements of all players, which is here, it's going to put a settlement on there. That is Narek done. Now we do Camilla. Camilla wants to do the fortification action. She can do it with the book, which unfortunately there is another attack. Okay, so let's see if this can go really, really badly wrong. So yeah, then builds in the area in which she has the most settlements, which is here. She builds a trap and another wall. Not that it's needed, because it's not getting attacked. And then she's going to place a heavy soldier in the protection zone. Now, a heavy soldier will go ideally for a column which is empty, that doesn't have a wall, that has two spaces, and ideally in the bottom, so it goes there. I think that's right. They do not, right. Dissenters place heavy soldiers in the bottom row before the top row. Yeah, so that's right. Okay. If my trap kills a dino, then I'll be okay. Yeah. We'll see. Right. We are done. We now do the dino attack here, and we do have a trap, and luckily I placed the right trap with a slight bit of cheating. So let's see what happens. Can't believe the game might be down to just this dice roll. Okay. I've killed the dino. Yay! I got the right one. So that gets me 3 followers. Up to 40. And now walls. No walls. So this heavy soldier kills those 2. And dies. This heavy soldier kills those 2. And this heavy soldier kills those 2. Yeah, we're all right. Everybody's fine. But all of the red soldiers died. Okay. So red has got the most contribution. I've got the second. I get 2 different rewards, but I cannot choose the same one. So I'm going to choose that one, obviously. 2 Valour and 1 Safeguard for 5 followers. I'm up to 45. And I'll choose that one, which for me is 1 follower. Yeah, that's not very good, is it? Yeah, because that's for ones that you lost in the fight. I didn't lose any in the fight, so yeah, I get 1 more follower for that. For 2 Safeguard. Okay, we're done. Let's come back, and we have our final assembly. Okay, so let's go through these zones. In this one, it's a 3-way tie for presence. So in each zone where you have the majority, in each zone where you're tied with at least 1 dissenter, which I am. Yeah, okay, so the population of the zone is 5, so I get 2 votes. Is that right? You receive votes equal to half the population rounded down. Yeah, that's not too bad. Right, in this zone, this is where it's going to work. Population is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Population is 8. And I have majority, so I get 8 votes. Puts me up to 14. Here, I have majority. I've got a presence of 4. So I'm going to take votes, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I get another 6. I'm at 20 votes. The track doesn't go beyond 19. So I'm at 20. I'm going to use this. So 9 plus 11. There you go. I'm at 20. And then here, I've got 2. Red's got 3. Yellow's got 2. So in each zone where you're second, behind a single dissenter and not tied with the other. Okay, so I get nothing for here. Never mind. That's still okay. Right. Votes to acceptance. This is really good. I've got 20. That's 40. That's 64. I've gone overboard. After saying it was almost impossible to do, I've got 20 votes. Yeah. So I've got 64 acceptance. I only needed 50 to win the game. There you go. That's how you get acceptance. I think I went too much on the settlements. Now we're going to do officer scoring. I don't get anything for this. I get half for this. So that's 1, 2, 3. I get 1. 1 follower. I get none for this. And for this, I'm tied, so I get 4. I'm at 51. Need 19 more. Right. Wrap up. We don't need to bother doing wrap up because it's the end of the game. So what we now do is final scoring. If you have more walls and unresolved traps in defence areas, now I've got 2 walls, which is less than yellow, but more than red. Red has got... Oh no, no, that should have gone there. Oh, we should have got me an extra point. Yes, I should have an extra point. I forgot about that trap. So I've got 2. Red's only got 1. Yellow's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, loads. So I gain 2 followers for having more than 1 of the dissenters. Next, soldiers. I don't have any soldiers on the board. No. I mean, it doesn't say you have to have at least a soldier in order to get it, but I'm assuming that that's the case. Then I get followers for food. Don't have any food. Scrap. Don't have any scrap. Stories are 1 each. So I get 2 followers for my 2 remaining stories. We're at 56. Every 2 light soldiers is 1. Every heavy soldier is 1. 57. Valour and Safeguard combined. Now, is that Valour and Safeguard paired? I think it is. So that's another 1. It's 58. That's pretty good, isn't it? I didn't win, but I got 58 followers and 64 acceptance. At least is incorrect. It's only tied with 1 when you split. Nothing for sustenance. What have I done wrong? You're saying I get nothing for sustenance? Oh, also, minion number Q says, does it go already in defended columns? Yeah, okay. I probably got something slightly wrong here, so apologies for that. There's no way I can undo that now. Okay, let me just read the scoring for sustenance again. It says, in a zone where you are tied with at least one dissenter, you receive votes equal to half the zone's population rounded down. If that's wrong, then okay, but that's what the rules say. In each zone where you are tied with at least one dissenter. And that's there. So yeah, I don't know if that is wrong. Because people are saying in the chat that it's wrong. And that the words at least is incorrect. But okay, if it is incorrect, then Mindclash need to issue errata for that. Apparently, according to Chuck, those words are wrong there, and I shouldn't have got any votes for here. I think I would have still got the acceptance that I needed to win, but I was short on the followers. But I tell you what, I wasn't as short as I thought I was. If I'd have switched my focus a little bit from getting votes to getting followers, just a little bit, I could have probably done that. It would have been a bit of a challenge, but that's it. This has been exhausting, but I hope it's given you an idea of how the solo game plays. Now, for those people who know me and the type of solo games that I like, I am not keen on a complex AI, and this is about at the upper limit of what I could handle. I did have a bit of a run through this morning. I played about a sort of half a game this morning, and then I sat down with all of the cards and learnt all the iconography, and I'm pleased to say that it all kind of made sense to me, and I only had to look up a couple of things. The slightly confusing parts that you're going to have to just be careful about are like the bit where I missed about the defended columns, and about the tie breaks. So a lot of the time the dissenters will do something and it will be a tie for the most regions. And all you do, it's actually quite simple. You look at the opposite zone and then you go from there clockwise round, and that's the one that they choose. Once you've got your head around that, it actually flows quite nicely. But we are all done. So just before I finish, let's wrap things up. There's going to be a contest. The contest is linked in the description of this video, but you can't enter the contest until tomorrow because the contest requires you to answer questions about all 4 of the videos. So the how to play video for episode 1, the how to play video for episode 2, this video, and tomorrow's video. So set your reminders for this time tomorrow. That is when the contest effectively opens. I mean, you could enter it now, but you'd get the last 2 questions wrong. Well, you might get them right, you just guess. So yeah, set your reminders for tomorrow, enter the contest tomorrow, and you can win a copy of Perseverance. Shipped anywhere in the world. The copy of Perseverance is down there in the corner, but we're going to be shipping it to you wherever you are in the world. The contest is going to close, I think, on the 3rd or 4th of May. So yeah, if you're watching this video after the 4th of May, then it's too late. And if you are a Patreon supporter of mine, you get extra entries. So as a thank you to all of my Patreon supporters for funding the channel, every question that you get right gets you 2 tickets into the hat. If you're not a Patreon supporter, you're still welcome to join, but you only get 1 ticket into the hat for each correct entry. Again, that's just a way of saying thank you to all of my Patreon supporters for your support. Other than that, we are done. Yes, give the video a like, and if you're watching this back afterwards, if you're not watching this live, please leave me a comment, because every comment on the video really helps the algorithm. My videos at the moment are not performing very well at all, and if you leave me a comment and a thumbs up, that does help the YouTube algorithm. But more importantly, I just hope you found this useful. Yeah, I've certainly found this useful. This is certainly a solo mode that I would definitely play again. In fact, I'm going to be playing this game tonight, not solo. I'm going to be playing a multiplayer game of this tonight. We're going to be using Tabletop Simulator for a game. I'm going to be playing it with a few friends tonight. So if you're a Patreon supporter of mine, that will be streamed. The link will appear on the Slack channel tonight. Other than that, if you've got any questions about the game, leave them in the comments and let me know. And certainly if I did anything wrong, I will... Well, I mean, it's too late to correct it now, but it's, as I say, this is one of those games where I think you need at least a playthrough first to get your head round it. And I thought I'd done that this morning, but then it turns out I do need to check that rule, actually, because if that's wrong, page 16, I'm going to cross that out because, yeah, that's in there. We're all done. Episode 2 tomorrow. Same time, same place. I will be doing a Patreon-only stream in the morning where I'm going to learn how to play. I'm probably going to set it up tonight, maybe. And then tomorrow, 2 o'clock UK time, which is 1 p.m. GMT, will be the solo playthrough of episode 2, which I haven't learnt yet. So that's going to be tomorrow morning's job. But yeah, join me tomorrow. And then, as I say, enter the contest. Good luck to everybody. Thank you again to Mind Clash Games for that. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to disappear now, have a lie down and a glass of water. I will speak to you all later on. Take care. Cheers. Bye-bye.